Hi boys and girls, welcome to Everyday Math Lesson 4.8, Pencil and Paper Addition Strategies. The materials that you'll need today, notebook paper, pencil, math journal, and then either a template or your ruler. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is go over our math journal page from the previous lesson. So this is math journal page 104. So if you're noticing that you have any mistakes, please fix those with your pencil and eraser. So for question number 1, a peach costs 15 cents, an apple costs 12 cents. Show the coins needed to buy both. So I know that 15 plus 12 is equal to 27. So to show 27 coins, I used a quarter and 2 pennies. For question number 2, show 67 degrees Fahrenheit. So notice how yours should be almost up to the 70, just a few dashes below to show 67. For question 3, write even or odd on the line. 23 is an odd number, 52 is even, 258 is even, and 197 is odd. For question 4, write the time. So I can see that my hour hand is a little past the 12, and then my minute hand is on the 3, so I know that my time is 12:15. For question number 5, fill in the frames. So I'm starting at 3. Whenever I see one of the dark arrows, I'm adding 5, and then when I see a dotted arrow, I'm subtracting 1. So I add 3 plus 5, which gave me 8, minus 1 brought me to 7. They gave me the answer of 12. From 12, I need to subtract 1 to get to 11. Then I add 5 to get me to 16. 16 minus 1 is 15, and then they gave me the number 20. For question number 6, use your pattern block template, draw a hexagon. So you can see my hexagon has 6 sides. All right, second graders, if you could now use your notebook paper or whiteboard and marker if available to write down your answers from the next slides. If the speed is ever too fast, please pause as often as needed. So make an estimate for the answer to each problem. So if I have 75 plus 8, what would you round 75 to? Now I know 75 is close to 80. What would you round 8 to? I know that 8 is close to 10. So I would round this 80 plus 10 equals 90. Can you do the same thing for the second one, 57 plus 22? So I know 57 is close to 60. I know 22 is close to 20. 60 plus 20 is equal to 80. We're going to be talking a lot about estimating in today's lesson. So to take a look, so estimation, an estimate is an answer that should be close to an exact answer. Sometimes an estimate is called a ballpark estimate. We can use ballpark estimates that are close enough to check answers. You make estimates every day. When you say the word about before a number, you are making an estimate. One way to estimate a large number of objects is to look at a smaller part. So taking a look about how many cubes are in this jar. So if I look at the top layer, I can see that there's about 25 cubes. Then if I look, I can see that there's 6 layers of cubes in the jar. So if I had 4 25s, that would bring me to 100. And if I had 2 25s, that would bring me to 50. Well, 100 plus 50 is equal to 150. So I know that there's about 150 cubes in this jar. Another way to find an estimate is to change numbers to close but easier numbers. And this is what we did at the start of our lesson. So if there are 100 cartons of milk in the lunchroom, 53 first graders need milk, 38 second graders need milk. Is there enough milk in the lunchroom for the first and second graders? So we're going to change to close but easier numbers. So 53, I'm going to change that to 50. 38, I'm going to change that to 40. 50 plus 40 is equal to 90. So about 90 cartons of milk are needed, so 100 cartons is enough for all of the first and second graders. Use an estimate to check if answers make sense. So Anna's class checked out 94 library books last month. 37 books were returned. How many books are still checked out? So we can add up to find the answer. So if I start at 37, I can think 37 plus 3 would bring me to 40. 40 plus 50 would bring me to 90. 90 plus 4 brings me to 94. So 30 plus 50 plus 4 is 57. So 57 books are still checked out. Now if I want to estimate to check that the answer is close, I can look for those close but easier numbers. So 94 would round to 90, 37 would round to 40. 90 minus 40 is equal to 50. Since 50 is close to 57, the answer makes sense. So now let's practice in our math journal. So if you can open up your math journal to page 105, we are going to write a number model to show the ballpark estimate, and then we'll also solve the problems in the workspace. Let's look at number 1 first before you do anything on your own. So looking at number 1, so if I have 39, my close but easier number to 39 would be 40. If I have 26, my close but easier number would be 30. 40 plus 30 is equal to 70. Now I'm going to solve to find the exact answer. Notice how I needed to regroup in this problem. So 9 plus 6 is 15. I carried my 1 and I put my 5 below. And then 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6, giving me 65. Look at how close 65 is to 70. So now, second graders, can you pause and solve the rest 2 through 6? And then press play when you're ready to check. So for question number 2, so I'm going to round 18 to 20, 45 rounds to 50, 20 plus 50 is equal to 70. Now I can solve. I know that 8 plus 5 is 13. I carried my 1, put my 3 below. 4 plus 1 plus 1 would bring me to 6. 63 is close to 70. For question 3, 52 rounds to 50 plus 28 rounds to 30 equals 80. Then when I solved, I know 2 plus 8 is equal to 10. Notice how I carried my 1, I put my 0 below, and then 5 plus 2 plus 1 would get me to 8. Sometimes that happens where our answers are the same as our ballpark estimate. For question 4, 54 is going to round to 50, 79 would round to 80, 50 plus 80 equals 130. Then I'll solve. I know that 9 plus 4 is 13. I carried my 1, put my 3 below. 5 plus 7 plus 1 would get me to 13. So my answer would be 133. 115 is going to round to 120. 32 is going to round to 30, which brings me to 150. And then 5 plus 2 is 7. 1 plus 3 is 4. And then I just add my 1, giving me 147. For the try this, so for this one, 327 I rounded to 330. 146 I rounded to 150. My estimate would be 480. Then I know 7 plus 6 is equal to 13. I carried my 1, put my 3 below. 4 plus 2 plus 1 would bring me to 7, and 3 plus 1 would be 4. So 473. Now let's talk about the bottom half of the page. So the bottom half says add in each problem. Use the first sum to help you find the other two sums. So if you can first solve 17 plus 8, write your answer, then use that answer when you're adding 25 to it and when you're adding 12 to it. So try to solve these problems and then press play when you're ready to check. All right, second graders, so I know 17 plus 8 is 25. Now, if I'm going to add another 25 to it, I would get 50. Now, from 50, I can add 12 more to it, which would bring me to 62. If I know 15 plus 9 is 24, now I can add 24 plus 6 to get me to 30. Then I can add 30 plus 22 to bring me to 52. If I know that 19 plus 6 is 25, then I can add 5 more to bring me to 30, and then I can add 70 more to bring me to 100. If I know 24 plus 4 is 8, and I add 7 more, I know that 7 plus 8 is 15, so then I would have 35. And then I add another 35, I would have 70. Second graders, we'll talk more about problems like this in future lessons. The last thing we'll do today is talk about our math boxes. So if you can open up to page 106, I'll talk about the directions. When you're all done, I'll ask that you take a picture and add that to Seesaw, and we'll go over this page in our next video. So for question number 1, how much money do you see? For question 2, the temperature was 73 degrees Fahrenheit. It got 13 degrees Fahrenheit colder. What is the temperature now? Fill in your diagram and your number model. Question 3, 25 books. Bought 15 more. How many now? And fill in your diagram. Question 4, what time is it? And what time will it be in a half hour? For question 5, draw a line segment 6 centimeters long, and then underneath it, draw a line segment 2 centimeters long. So you're going to need to have your ruler or template for this problem. Also, you'll use your ruler or template for problem 6. Draw a rectangle, make sure 2 sides are 3 centimeters long and 2 sides are 5 centimeters long. All right, I will see you next time.